Britton, what are we doing today?
So today we are clearing an area to plant more flowers. We'll be using our loppers and chainsaw and just leisurely going about it. We're down here in the shade, the canopy of the forest, so it's a little different than working up in the hot sun where the grasses grow.
So our two main tools are the loppers, which is what I'm usually working with, and the chainsaw. So the loppers, I can usually get the small underbrush, little twigs like this, or like this is a little almond tree, kind of weedy, and just clearing like this, we can leave the large trees that will provide the shade and keep the moisture in. We're going to be planting this area probably mostly with gingers and heliconias for our flower business. So they don't mind a little bit of shade. They like a little bit of sun, but they'll do okay in the shade. So we figured this would be a perfect area. It's close to the Quebrada, which is a intermittent river. It doesn't always flow, but when it's nice and rainy, we get a little bit of a wetness. So it'll keep this area nice and moist. So we figured this would be a great place to expand for some new plants. So we'll show you here in a minute. You a little bit more.
So I found a dead one. These are the easy ones to pick, to take out. Maria killed off a lot of trees and this one just never recovered. So we're going to take this one down and make some room for some flowers. There's even more back here, a big branch that's dead.
Of the termite.
Chopping this off, you can see the termite nest on it. Termites only attack the dead wood. So there's a cleanup crew, but it's a good indication that something's not living very good.
Alright, now we've finished clearing the little section that we want to clear in order to plant. And so we got rid of the old dead trees from Maria that had fallen. We chopped down the small weedy trees that were growing, the underbrush, the viney stuff. So this is kind of how it looks once we get to that level. If possible, it's not always possible, but if possible, the final step is then to run a lawnmower over it. And that's what'll keep the weeds down, and so it'll keep the maintenance going, and it will also make it so that we can keep track of the plants that we plant. So when we plant the heliconias, for instance, over here, this is an area that we also planted that needs a mow right now, but because we had mowed it earlier, we can tell where they're at. Whereas when we first planted, this is a guava, this is a nice torch, soft torch. So when you mow it, then we can kind of keep track. Otherwise, you have all this competing ground cover that makes it difficult, and it's easy to lose those plants that you just recently had put into the ground. So that's the next step.
This one we'll take out just because it's completely dead. It comes out like a loose tooth. This is left over from the hurricane. So the final step after you've cleared is to plant. We're going to eventually plant this with heliconias and gingers, and for right now we do have some palms and some other small trees that we're going to put in the ground.
We noticed on our trail, it just rained, that we also have to put a little bit of gravel on it because it gets slick. So this is part of our trail building. You can see here we have some gravel. And then we put these steps over here, which are working great, but the very last step goes back down into the mud. And so right here, we'll put a little extra gravel.
So we're gonna get some of our heliconias, split off a little stalk here and plant it down in the new area. This is a red carabia. This plant's pretty big, so we'll just split it off and move it.
Talk about that stick.
This is our digging stick. It is a 30-pound piece of steel that I think that they use on ships to break ice. But here it works really well for digging because it goes right through rocks and right through roots. And it's long, so you can get some good leverage on it when digging up plants. It's one of my favorite tools, I think.
It would be impossible to do some of this stuff.
A lot harder.
And that is
That's a good root.
a nice root for the heliconia transplant. Talk about this one.
This is a yellow caribia. This one is, I believe, a native heliconia to Puerto Rico. The only one. It comes out with these big, beautiful yellow flowers. Just like the other one, you just cut off a root, a nice little sprout on there, and we'll plant it in the new spot.
Okay, the next thing when we are transplanting these heliconias is that they're so tall that when you transplant them, you don't have to put them very deep in the ground. So since they're not really stable in the ground yet, they just kind of catch like a sail. So we take off these top leaves, just like this. We can leave the lower ones because they won't catch like the sail before we plant them. Some people say it's better to have the leaves because they get that extra energy from the sun, but if it falls onto the ground and doesn't grow, then it's not going to do the plant any good anyway. So that's what we do. Still pretty big. This is the baby. This is really the one that we're kind of expecting to grow the next generation. Alright, well that concludes our work for today. We cleared this area. We took out all of the larger dead trees. We cleared out all the small brush. And then we ran the mower over it. And then we transplanted some of our heliconias, as here, as well as a variegated ginger. And we planted our friend gave us that, where is it at? Oh, right here. A longan, so we just planted that little tree, it's a fruit tree, as well as this palm tree. This is like a fan palm. And there still is at least room for maybe 6 to 10 other heliconia plants, because we can go out a little bit farther down to there and above where we planted on that range. So we still have quite a bit of room here to plant.